The Su-57 is a Russian super beast villain that no warrior can defeat in. Only one F-35 in the entire globe, a superhero, a beast, and an American. These two are in a dying struggle. A real-life fifth-generation of fighters version of Maverick from Top Gun, the F-35, to combat the Su-57 criminal. The movie refers to this as an enemy strike. Yet, however, in reality, the bad guys do prevail, and after the Su-57 underwent the biggest list of potential upgrades, departing to participate in the Russian-Ukrainian invasion. What will the F-35 perform best against? Hello and welcome to KYC News. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. A legendary Russian warrior of great power, but let's take a look at some of the F-35s first. Own improvements due to the American camp has also been very busy. The F-35 improvements started in 2019 and are anticipated to endure till the middle of 2020, referred to as Block 4. This group of improvements provide the F-35 a larger the brains of a new computer, CPUs for more powerful computing, and a bigger memory unit, followed by facilitate the development of agile software. Open system architecture allows smooth future improvements. Additionally, Block 4 includes two upgraded combat spatial awareness made possible by a new and improved panoramic displays, updated maps that take into account some see the initial action is to shoot. On this blockchain of upgrades, what comes next? Additional 3 weapons, new engines. Watch the F-35 use 17 more pilots. Utilize powerful adaptive weaponry. A group of engineers created cycle engines. Pratt & Whitney and General Electric. The combination of these weapons and engines increased the adaptability of the operational the airplane and its impact area. The F-35 is finally given 4 treatments. Improved domain-to-domain connectivity here. Cutting-edge networking improvements and interoperability allow information in the 21st century has to be combined and distributed among all military domains, because doing so will just increase the capacity to combined force. The remote-controlled video improved. Only one of these is a receiver or rover. Systems that make this idea real, allowing ground troops to observe what an unmanned aerial vehicle, UAV, is an aircraft. Viewing immediately, these improvements demonstrate that one of the F-35 wins battles most effectively by aggression prevention. It would make them dangerous enough to any other jet would perish in the process. With the exception of the Su-57, then the fight starts. Let's look at this. The fundamental components of each jet to decide which is most likely to succeed. In a head-to-head comparison, and which would well be roasting in its own cloud. Smoke. The entirety of the 5th generation planes rely heavily on stealth technology capabilities. Consequently, neither the F-35 nor the Su-57 are found wanting in this. For example, the F-35 was developed using the constructed with stealth in mind. The company that makes it, Lockheed Martin, the skin's margins were serrated in alignment panels and quickly covered the engine to keep fibromat skin healthy. For low observability, they decreased visual and infrared as well. By using signatures, you may reflect radar waves and adhere to tight regulations. Transmitters of radio frequencies, all contributing to the process of giving a very small radar cross-section for the F-35, lower than that of a golf ball made of metal. The Su-57, the initial aircraft, and emphasis on Russian military service. The stellar stealth responds to the stealth ability with its own aligned edges, cautiously adjusting the leading and control surfaces on the backs of the wings, and skin panels with serrations to lessen the how many directions radar waves may travel and be considered. 70 to 90 are applied to its canopy. metal oxide layers that are nanometer thick and improve radar wave absorption to reduce the cockpit's radar response by 30% and shielding the pilot from the thermal and ultraviolet effects radiation in an amusing turn, only noticeable prone to clutter inaccurate low-frequency radars can identify due to a relative easiness, both jets the Rayleigh scattering phenomena, but once more, these radars are obvious. Potentially cluttered, inaccurate, and where there is a risk of being seen finalizes for the F-35 nonetheless. The SU-57's creator Sukhoi focuses primarily on frontal-most stealthy features that reduce RCS visible in the hemisphere to the front. The aft fuselages designed for one is less effective when it comes to radar stealth in contrast to the F-35, perhaps as a result of cost-cutting or the Russian operational principle-friendly aircraft inside the umbrella systems. For integrated air defense philosophy that has the potential to spread widely, the airplane can be propelled by the engines. Since the jet may not be navigating after all, during missions, continents, the F-35 has a single engine that it uses, a two-engine aircraft called the SU-57. The Pratt & Whitney F-135 low is the F-35. Bypass an enhanced turbofan that, with afterburner, 43,000 lb-f of thrust, propelling the jet to its maximum speed of Mach 1.620, slower than the top speed of Mach 2. The 257 supercruise capable afterburner activated with the help of the Liao 117, that is NPO Lyoko Saturn, yield an overall thrust of more than 63,000 lb-f. Nonetheless, the F-35 has no supercruise capability. Stealth more than makes up for it. The F-35's engines are stealthy, possessing a barely perceptible afterburner that gasoline injectors are incorporated into thick twisted vanes. Radar ceramic covers these vanes, absorbing materials as well as turbine masking. It has a dimly visible axisymmetric nozzle, 15 partially overlapping segments, flaps at the top and bottom of the front edge that lessens radar, produces shed vortices that have a signature. Infrared signature of the system is decreased exhaust vapor. The F-35BA's F-135PW600 engine F-35 version, created for the United States Marines, back quick takeoff and a vertical landing utilizing a SDLF, or shaft-driven lift fan. Lockheed was the designer of this SDLF. Rolls-Royce created by Martin, and as an essential F-35 technology, presenting the most compelling use case performance, to the point where the officially referred to as the System for Integrated Lift Fan Propulsion received the esteemed Collier Award in 2001. However, the Su-57 does give a clap in response. All-angle thrust vectoring features that allow the jet to supermaneuver in the air like a gymnast. Both aircraft are equipped with the most sophisticated weaponry and avionics comparable nations have to offer. The F-35 has an active APG-81 radar with an electronically scanned array Barracuda electronic warfare AS-239 system, a distributed aperture system OC-37, an electro-optical aiming AIC-40, and ASQ-242 communication system, all of the navigation and identification together to provide quick beam agility. Various operational modes covering all aspects: launching missiles and locating targets. 10 various aspects of radio frequency antennas. Radar warning system, self-defeating the spotting and jamming of missiles. Laser radars that are unfriendly. Capability for forward-looking infrared. Works with a large range and an unattainable degree of sensor fusion. Provide the pilot and the crew with a constantly updated tactical overview of the fighting without compromising stealth. Makes all of them feasible. Running software on an alarming 8.6 coded in 1 million lines, which is much more lines of code than the Su-5's 4 million line software. Nonetheless, this is not a coding contest, and the Su-57's avionics system includes its own assertion to make system of integrated central management, fusing all of the radar data from the SH-121 radio electronic and electronic warfare system, electro-optical system 101KS, multiple N036-1-01 active electronic X-band AESA radar, or Scanned array, also 2 band transceivers for the N036L1-01L identification of friends and enemies, overall electronic warfare system integration for avionics, enhancing pilot situational awareness, increased awareness, and less work. The SU-57 was the first ever fighter as well to install a DIRCM anti-missile defense system in order to shield the airplane from infrared homing missiles, providing an opportunity for the jet and inspiration to provide its own firepower. The F-35 and SU-57 are both heavily armed. The widest variety of teeth, medium range, short range, and long range missiles that track their target autocannons to rain hot and hungry threats from metal, but with more rounds. The F-35 is anticipated to be one of the multi-role fighter's objectives are almost complete, close enough to provide air support, justify the much-needed retirees. A-10 Thunderbolt, a favorite however, with the Su-57. The top priority is air superiority, in particular, as suggested by recent improvements. The original Su-57 ranks higher than 6th generation, but the 7th. With these improvements, the Su-57 is more of a than any 6th generation fighter combatant operating today. The support for the highly skilled comes first. Precisely, very flexible, derived from the KH-47M2 Mach 10 hypersonic kinetic weapons. Additionally, the new Saturn 30 engines interplay to possibly give it more thrust on any other vehicle than any other engine. The best fighter on Earth, additionally upgraded to integrate, is the Su-57. The most advanced types of available artificial intelligence, a feature as devoted wingman drones. Only 6th generation fighters are anticipated. Lasers are another of these features. Weapons with directed energy and defenses, in which the Su-57's laser turrets can obstruct approaching missiles and use the developing laser weapons to take out goals, but plans and reality frequently diverge greatly, excluding the Russian Air Force, and numerous of their anticipated improvements don't even virtually come to life. Still, they're marketed and publicized to make a false representation of the might of the Russian military. This media deception has particularly been brought to light in the Russian invasion of Ukraine, where Russia has looked anything but fine-tuned. In addition to that, Russia so far only has 5 production Su-57s of the 76 ordered, while the U.S. has built over 800 F-35s to date, which tells us 2 things. Firstly, that the F-35 fleet is more ready for a battle than the Su-57, and secondly, that you should subscribe to this channel and give this video a like. That would be all for now. Thanks for watching.